In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, and Amen we trust as the Republic of Mentellect, the real 144,000 being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. I mean, to all my Mentellian brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Mentellect. It's all future Mentellians, so you have to find them with homes to the Republic of Mentellect, which is Amen's community. I send greetings out to you, I send peace out to you, and I'm Mentellian language by saying to Mendeka Amen. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ. This is Mentellect Radio. Tonight we're going to be discussing lies, truth, and reality, and what is the difference between the three. Lies, you already know. People are deceiving you, people who are out to deceive, and they get off on deceiving people and, fooling people, especially people that trust them, right? They're always good at, betraying the trust, lying about it, because lying is the precursor to all the other things that people will do to you. Lying, like I said, has to be, backed up by your lies. All your lies have to, truth stands on lies. Stands on lies. I was going to say this. I was going to save it for the God and the devil one, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. And I said a little bit of it when I was speaking to y'all in class. I said that, I don't want to say this. It's slipping my mind, but I'll come back to it. But anyway, you have lies, right, and truth that become beliefs. That's all. Lies are truth. And lies mixed together become belief. So people are always missing out on certain stories and things they need to know. The reality of how things are, because people are constantly telling you, oh, no, that's not what it is. When deep down inside, you know what that is. You know what you're seeing. And in this society, they're going to try and convince you so-called black people that, embrace your truth. That's that little saying they got. Embrace your truth, which is really a lie. I live in my truth. Well, what does that mean? The truth is supposed to be universal for everybody. The truth is. But when you hear people like Charlemagne the God and all these rappers up there with the cross on their neck and Jesus cheese on nothing, I see all of this and I'm like, yeah, they're going. They're going because when you start to lie and make a career and a habit out of lying, all those lies are going to be given way to something higher, which is what the Amen are bringing in through their ascension. It's what the Amen are bringing in through their ascension, so this is going to come live and direct. And that is making its way to the elect out there, to the chosen. Not to be around people who look up to lies and truth and not reality. Because again, truth is not even safe, because you got these guys out here talking about that my truth is my truth and my truth is I not sync up with yours. So in other words, we could have been together and dealing with each other, but then it could have been all day, and you only remember 2 hours. So in your mind, you was only with this person for 2 hours. Because these people are mentally ill. These people are mentally ill. We got a lot of our people out here running around who are mentally unstable and mentally ill, and they show themselves more and more by their actions. More and more by their actions. I notice this. The wanting the desire to do nothing, because again, it's all a form of digital programming on your so-called black people, the truth, the lies, and then beyond the truth and the lies, because he wants you to stay within the realm of truth and lies, because he can control you there. Remember, as I said, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They want to keep you in that three-dimensional lesser state so that they can then pull energy and power from you. And it's what drives them crazy, because they're losing their power by default, because they're focused on silly nonsense and ignorant foolishness and things like that. So they're already losing their space and their grip on the planetary society. Right? They arguing over borders and boundaries and things like that, which don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. So, In reality, there is no opposite. In the reality, it's just reality. Reality is. Reality is, always will be, moving in a linear procession, never in the circle, because the circle represents the infinity of infinite. Wow, so it is. But like I said, as you going forward, you begin to embrace reality over truth, because again, people can always tell you, because when the era people say stupid stuff like I'm speaking my truth, I'm speaking my truth, I'm speaking my truth, and you could be lying all throughout your so-called truth, but in all reality, we want reality. Forget the truth. Give us reality. Because we had enough people lying to us or trying to pass off their tampered with an adulterated form of truth. They're trying to give that off to you and pass that, because these people are not sincere. They rather tell you anything just to get you out of their face if you're speaking to them. You see, they're not trying to talk to you because they realize, like, the only ones that's worth talking to is people who can get them so-called career opportunities, like the people in Hollywood. Right? They'll lay around and sleep around with the people in Hollywood, but let your regular self who ain't active do nothing. She ain't talking to you. Right? She's not talking to you. That goes to show that the reality will always overshadow the truth and lies, because again, too many people play with truth and lies. Right? Too many people play with truth and lies. Very rarely, especially the so-called black woman. She doesn't deal with truth and lies, just like the so-called white woman. They don't deal with truth and lies. They deal with truth and lies. That's what I mean to say. They deal with truth and lies. And if they don't like what you're saying, they could be all along with you in the truth. But once they get emotional, they turn right on you. Once they get emotional, angry, upset, they turn right on you. And they'll be ready to take your head off. Why is that? Because they have that mentality that they're supposed to be, taken care of or considered. But again, how can you take care of and consider somebody when they constantly lying to you or giving a version of the truth? How do you take people like that seriously? Right? So, I was definitely in front of online to get that the Roots set. Only because I know it's going to be a collector's idea. I don't really care about watching it. I know it's going to be a collector's edition, even though, like I said, Alex Haley didn't write that book. He plagiarized it. But like I said, it's another story. Right? Reality starts with you. Reality starts with you and the things that you are willing to embrace, even though, truthfully speaking, you don't want to embrace them at all. A lot of our people will stay stuck between the time of truth and lies, good and bad, positive and negative, so they won't reach to a higher state of supremacy, because supremacy has no downside. It has no bottom feeding. It has no one trying to fight for the throne. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. It's only for those who, and just people in general, it's only for those who wish to embrace it wholeheartedly. So whenever you could find a man or a woman who was ready to embrace reality of who they are, the children, everything, ready to embrace them, or just be around you, then that's the person you should be with. But keep the ones that I said, I'm going to keep it real. That's real popular right now. I know these niggas talk, we don't keep it real. I'm going to keep it 1,000, which I'm going to keep it all the way funky. I'm going to keep it real with you. But their actions does not match their words. When you're dealing with reality, your actions have to match your words. Because if you sitting up here still trying to pass yourself off as a gangster and a thug, and reality is you're a rapper and you hold a microphone, then just say that and don't talk about that. You understand? If you're not going to school anybody, you're just talking about what you used to do, how bad you was, and all this other nonsense. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. You got these Caucasians, they moving in all over this area. But one struck me as funny. This lady leaves her shades open all the time. She's always cooking and stuff like that. And I'm like, it hit me and it occurred to me. This is what do they call them shows where they had people on display looking at them? Those carnival acts, and they had a Lobster Boy and whoever else. They have all these mentally defected people. So Germany was happy to see them go. They got exiled out. That's all. Again, when you're dealing with when you're dealing with reality, it overshadows truth and lies. Because truth and lies mean nothing in an unstable mind. A person can like you and want to feel like they want to be truthful with you and keep it real one minute. Next thing you know, for whatever reason, they flip on you and they're going to start telling lies about you. They're going to tell lies about you. They're going to make up things. And they don't regard whether or not this is going to destroy your life or whether they don't care. They don't care. They willing to destroy your life over nothing. And I do say nothing because the mass caliber of these women today are nothing. They're worth nothing. They're worthless. So for you to lie to them or even tell the truth to them, what you need to do is give them reality, because I've noticed that when you give people the raw and uncut reality about who it is, who you are, what you want, whatever. I've done this to white people. I've done this. That's why I kind of scared them when I talk to them. I could feel uneasiness and nervousness in them. Like when I went to my dentist and, had my cleaning and everything. Big, tall white boy coming there, you know what I'm saying? And he shakes my hand, but it's like really soft, and he's talking to me. I got the serious grill on and whatnot. He's talking about, it might get extracted, get it now because, like I said, all the liars, all the people who playing like they telling the truth, they'll find a way to get hold of stuff. The people who want to keep it real with you, reality, when reality speaks, there's only a chosen few. It's only a chosen few that's going to be real. Yeah. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. Am I coming in clear? Am I coming in clear? I'm sorry for the delays and the gaps. That's me. I'll explain what that is when I come back. But like I said, we're focusing on the reality because the picture's constantly unfolding. So we're focusing in on this ongoing reality because in reality, we're being produced and projected outward as well as inward. So that's the reality of it. Evolution is reality. Change is reality. All right? Nothing stays still the same. We'll be right back. We have become the most illogical and lying and truth people. Like I said, black people go in and back and forth between truth and lies. They go back and forth. So when you're seeking out the reality of how things are, you seek out a mate who will carry the same energy as you, that real energy. Because, anybody in their right state of mind, in their right state of mind, wouldn't want to deal with these women or these men, or these males or females, going back and forth between truth and lies to you, because it offsets your logical balance. Because as you're trying to gain power into the fourth dimension by way of a logical balance, you can't have people around you who promoting lies one minute, then coming to you with truths the next minute and whatnot. They're going back and forth. You can't afford that. You cannot afford that. They are not able to move with reality, extend themselves with reality. All they can do is stand in the way of it with their truth and their lies, aka beliefs, because that's all truth and lies. I taught y'all that. I said truth and lies are nothing but belief. That's what all throughout your Bible, your Quran. Some things are said the truth, some things are total fabrications. Right? And they have to do that because, again, these humans and everybody else, they don't know what reality really is. They don't know what reality is. They make you think they know what reality is, but they don't. And they don't ever want to be shown reality. Because what did I say the reality of this planet is? The reality of this planet is those who are the recessive genetics, they're supposed to be at the bottom, and those with the dominant genetics are supposed to be at the top. That's reality. See, that's what I'm saying. They don't want to acknowledge that reality. That's reality, that the people with the strongest bodies and the strongest minds are in control of everything in this society. And it's not these people. It is not them. Definitely not them. They would rather, destroy what they call a beta male. The alpha man. They rather destroy him rather than build something or destroy him while uplifting the women. Right? That's all done on purpose. Even down to the thing with the women getting social service like welfare, food stamp, whatever. You had to go and you had to basically declare that you had no man with you in order to get you that public assistance. Now, I've never heard that before coming from any Caucasian couples and things like that. They used to do that in like the 60s, 70s, even further back. So, this just goes to show you that, that was a good question. That was a good question because, I couldn't thrive in one of those type of places. I deal with a place that's based in reality. It's based in reality. That's why New York is seen as one of the most prominent cities on the country. I'm here for a reason. You see, this is why I'm here for. The Republic of Mental had to start in New York City, the most major city on the planet. Everybody knows New York, no matter where you go. They know New York because there's a sense of reality there. It's a sense of it, not much, but a sense of it. Still, a lot of them still teeter on positive and negative, good and bad. But like I said, it's enough of us there. But that's where it starts at, because as our rooms are getting filled up more and more, as I'm going on these tours and things are starting to happen, and people, all they're going to do is stand by the wayside and be like, ooh, that's nice, ooh. That's all they're going to do. That's what I know you didn't sign on to be part of it. And again, ain't nothing wrong with what you're wearing. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But reality trumps truth all the time. If your woman comes to you and asks if she's fat, and you tell her no, and she keeps looking in your eyes to see what your response is. Right? So that tells you something there. That tells you something. Like this. The reality of this is that the real people, over time, will begin to rise continuously and collectively and separate from those who are not. Those who are still teetering on positive and negative, good and bad, the polar opposites. This is why you always want to have people who are double-minded, because this is what they focus on. They give their lives up to the elites, the Illuminati, just to have this moment where they can basically be heard, be seen, making up stories and listening to other people and their lives. You understand? So these people find that somewhat amusing in their, daily travels. When you were just too real with people, people are not they're not in alignment when you too real with them. Yes, there's a such thing as being too real, because again, many people don't appreciate that. They don't appreciate the reality of who a person totally is, and when they're willing to tell you who they are bravely, then, like I said, that tells you something about them. That's the character and the imprints of a man. If a woman comes to you and she's telling you the logical, rational truth, and she's not being double-minded, then that's a real woman. That is a real woman. A real woman says something once, and that's it. A real man says something once, and that's it. The reality of the word has been laid down. The reality has been laid down. In lies and truth, there's too much consequences and, too many fake, what's his name? It slipped up my mind now. But this just goes to show you that reality, when you are real with people, when you come real to people, many will, go away from it, but many will appreciate it. Even if they don't ever come home to this community, they're going to appreciate this, because again, we building a next, we're building a next society. Yes, we are a next society, and we don't need to have these people pushing right and wrong on us. Constantly pushing right and wrong on us, telling us what we do is right and wrong. as if these people ever actually had to experience what we experienced and going through what we had to go through. Even in being in this community, it takes a lot. It takes a lot within this community to be real. It takes a lot to be in this community. And you see the people who couldn't rise to the occasion, they say that to the occasion, it takes that much time to be in this community and grow and be patient and to know that your place is here to grow. But see, that's a patience thing. But there's truth of evolution by way of the almond is already being delivered to us already just by the few people we got. Nobody doesn't tell me y'all can't hear these transmissions getting stronger and stronger, the telepathy and all that coming in stronger and stronger. That's because we're standing together as one body. We are standing together as one body. We are standing together as one mind. We are learning to cooperate with each other. We are learning not to be catty and simple-minded and arguing over things that's not even worth arguing over. We've come to that point. If a lot of, if a lot of stuff comes out, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So we have to always be mindful that we always have to be mindful that in the pursuit of anything, worthwhile, we have to be realistic about the trappings that come to us, the lies and the truth that you're going to experience through people who are going to just sit here and BS you as you're trying to make a, concentrated effort to extend yourself and thus extend those around you if they're able to be extendable. And then you find out they're not the ones, then you have to go on. You have to go on. You have to keep looking. You got to keep on looking. Yeah, I seen it. Anyway, this transmission is brought to you tonight in the case of pure reality. Because tonight I wasn't even going to do a broadcast because I'm very, very tired. I had a little issue earlier, a little medical issue I had to take care of. And, I'm trying to rest and whatnot. So I really wasn't going to do this. But I said, let me get this off. I want to be a man of my word. And, I've been drinking coffee because I'm tired. They had me doing their little medications and stuff like that, which I needed to do for this little minor, operation I got. So, these are the things that, deal with reality. The reality is this is my job, and I don't have any other place to go to. The reality is for the elect that this is where we live. This is our home, and we're going to clean up and build our home. We're not worrying about nobody on the outside. So whenever I hear, if I hear the so-called white man putting out the black face, calling me bro and black, and I'm like, no, thank you. We don't need your validation. We don't need your validation. Am I coming in clear? Everybody, am I coming in clear? Let me see. All right. No, can y'all hear me now? Y'all hear me? All right. I apologize to you all. We're going to get through this. All right. So, reality is what opens the door to the fourth dimension for us, because the almond being, our almond ascendants want us to keep it real, keep it based in reality. Everything got to be based in reality, not truth and lies. Reality is more powerful than the truth. This we know. Reality is way more powerful than the truth. Reality is way more powerful than the truth. Why do I say that? Because again, people can always tell you lies and pass it off as the truth and claim that they got this, that, and third. But the reality is, when you see somebody who, is not playing games and that's real and straightforward with you, and everything they say, they mean everything they say. That's said, they mean that. They expect that to be said back to them. There's no games with these people who are reality. There's no games with them. There's no lies with them. They don't lie to you. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to give you reality, how it really is. Now, if you want to call that the truth on the lower dimension, that's fine. But on the upper dimension, reality exists really in the fourth dimension. It was dropped down here because you're going to give a full-on, complete account of what happened in your situation, what was real, what was not real. You have to give a full-on account. And a lot of times, our people can't give no full-on account. A lot of times they can't do that. So what they do, they end up doing these, they'll do stuff like that just to be amongst other liars and people who tell them the truth. They'll do that and they'll speak a certain way to be around these people to let you know that they are in alignment. So we, as those who are factual people, logical and factual people based in reality, we have to stand up for that, because at this point, nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. The white man's making a poor attempt at trying to pass off reality and trying to understand reality. He's doing a poor job at it. You see, because he's always going to take the sides of the bureaucrats and the politicians and whatnot who fund his thing. So again, these people are not giving they're not giving up any truth, and they're definitely giving up lies. There was a guy on one of these radio shows, young guy talking about it's based on liars, and this is the liars show, and this is my show, it's based on liars, and this and the third. I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, this is real, very real. And again, the more real we get, the more unreal people are going to show themselves to be. Because I always wanted to keep it all the way real. I didn't care what nobody thought. I always wanted to keep everything all the way real with each other, how we speak to each other respectfully, how we speak to each other, how we do business together, how we grow together as a community, and we stay together strong as a community. We ain't no walking away from each other and things like that. We have built bonds here. That's a reality. That's a reality. The truth side of it would be, I met some good sisters, I met some good brothers, but and then in the next breath they'll have something negative to say. Yeah, but it seemed kind of like a cult when I was there. Like certain people are saying. They'll say little things, they'll start off positive and then go right into the negative. Because their own mental frailty. Because their own broken-mindedness at whatever happened to them. This, let me see. This reality is brought to us by Amen always. Amen brought us this reality. And Amen bringing us this reality, our ascendants bringing us reality that was sent to us so that we don't get caught up in the state of truth and lies, which governs this planet. So we don't get caught up in that. We don't get caught up in truth and lies, ever. So, that's what it is. We have to be mindful of the people who smile in our face and claim they're telling us the truth, but you got to look at that with a grain of salt and logically zero in, focusing on what it is they're telling you to see if it's real or not. Focusing on that. If they can't give you anything off of the focus of that foundational, mindset, then these are the people that are not of you. Because you're trying to be all the way real, and you got people that's being all the way fake. How are you going to benefit from these people? How are you going to feed these people? And the answer is always supposed to be by feeding them myself and the scriptures. The Israelites. But and you see the ones that are ascendants, they're not far off and few in between. They real. So they want our unions to happen in order for us to go forward. They want our unions to continue forward. and our unions together as real people will continue forward. We will produce real children who are focused and have their mind in alignment to something higher, to a higher state. This is what we're going to do. That's why we don't put things in front of them. It's not good to put things in front of them. You let them learn how to talk, and that's about it. And you put the firm in front of them. So, anyway, reality says that all things must be revealed. That's how you know reality is based on that which is of the fourth dimension. Reality is that state of all revelation, everything being revealed. That's why the beast putting out the book of Revelation, putting out the whole Illuminati thing. They basically spilling the beans. They giving up the secrets. Why? Because, again, they know they coming to an end. And I told you, reality will submerge all truths and all lies. That will happen. Mm-hmm. That will happen, and it is happening. I want you all to excuse me for the gaps in the broadcast. I'm very tired because, like I said, I had the little doctor's appointment and whatnot, and I had a little something done, and, it left me a little, that stuff they give you to knock you out is still carrying with me right now, so I got to be drinking coffee to combat it, but that don't seem to be working. It's got to work, make its way out. But, it was a good procedure. Glad it got done, and, but that we'll be right back. The realest thing about us, the ultimate reality about us, is that we stand for something. That's the ultimate reality. That's how you know the people who are part of a real and lasting reality versus those who are moving within truth and lies. Because, again, people will find, they'll live their lives in, say, like a church, right, or in a religious setup, and they'll say they came there for the truth, aka the belief. That's not real because, again, belief goes in counterpart with the truth. Just like I said, God goes counterpart with the devil. I'm going to break that down tomorrow. All right? They go hand in hand with each other. So keep this in mind when people are, keeping it, they claim they're keeping it real. They claim they're keeping it real. They don't know what real is. The people that say that, that's a little slogan now, I keep it 100, I keep it real. That's a little slogan, even though I'm being saying that here for it to permeate in the minds of the elect. You're always going to have a bunch of rejects saying the same thing because, that frequency and that transmission is the last one they're going to get. The most they're going to get is reality. That I and that M, they're going to get reality. Even if they're outside this covenant, they're going to get reality, flashes of reality until it flashes no more. And then these people are going to go back into talking about truth and lies, truth and lies, truth and lies, and they'll get in drama over truth and lies. What is this World War III really on? What did they use as the catalyst to these World War IIIs, a World War III that's going to take place? The catalyst was truth and lies, right? Truth and lies. Lies to the people, right? Lies to the people. Truth to their so-called allies. But then they can always be interchangeable because they'll say they tell you one truth one minute and they flip around and tell you a lie the next minute because these things are meant to be interchangeable in the minds of these humans. These things are meant to be changed in the minds of these humans. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they're saying what they're saying. This is why they're still in existence right now. That's it. We are basing ours on the highest state of reality, which is us. We as the elect are going to represent the highest state of reality. This is why, if you notice, when people look us in our face when we go around, people are always kind of intimidated. They're trying to figure out what we about. What is because they feel an energy permeating through us. This energy of Amen permeating through us, and it's something that they do not recognize. They recognize a Negro, so-called nigger, black man. They recognize a black female, nigger woman. They recognize that because those represent the two-dimensional beings that they're used to being around. Those are the ones they had fun with. But when you become that real person, when you come out of that shell, because all these shells and things like that the so-called black race take on, it's nothing but that, just a shell. It's not based in reality. Nothing black people do is based in reality. Nothing. Again, foundation of it, you calling yourself black people. Ain't no such thing as black people. That's the foundation of it right there. So you don't even know who you really are, so how can you be real? How can any of your emotions and movements and the things you say be real if you don't even know who you really are? You have to know who you really are first before you can claim to be real, claim to be 100%, 1,000%. You got to know who you are, really, right? Where you supposedly came from, what you're supposed to be in alignment with. Because, again, a real person cannot align himself with people who are liars and truth tellers, a.k.a. believers. Because that's all, again, lies and truth is nothing but belief. Confusion, that's what keeps people going back and forth, you see. So they're building up that double-mindedness in a lot of these people, right? They're building up that double-mindedness in people. They're programming these people to have a double-mindedness, and they're calling it some form of liberation or feminism and whatever, especially when they want to get to the woman. But you men, like I said, they want to get to you all through the hip-hop, right? And it's going to come to that. I drank that because, like I said, I drank those two from time to time is because, like I said, you know, they say it's supposed to lower the sperm count, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Right? They say things like that, which is a lie. But then this company claims to be around all this time. They let you know, we the truth. We've been around. So which one is it? You see, people say things to appease people. That's another reason why people tell truth and tell lies, because they're trying to appease people who are in their face at the time. They try to appease people. All right, the ones who tell the truth. Those are the ones who go off to college, right? And some guys start talking to them, and they start taking a liking to the guy and everything. And next thing you know, boom, bam, boom, she pregnant and whatnot. And she stuck holding the bag because he told her a whole bunch of things she wanted to hear. He spit the game out, gave her some truth and little lies mixed in. He basically came at her as her pastor or her reverend, giving her, feeding them a healthy dose of belief and not a healthy dose of reality. We need reality in this day. We don't need no religions in this day and time. Religion is dead. We need reality. We need reality in this day and time. Religion is dead. God is dead. The devil is dead. All them false gods and all this other nonsense are dead, man. You know? So when I said, we walking ourselves out of the third dimension and whatnot, and walking into the fourth, I meant that. We walking ourselves right out into it. Right? Because the same way, none of this stuff you see in front of you was here in the beginning. They don't have to be anymore. They don't have to be anymore. The landscapes, the buildings, everything, the railroad system, don't have to be here no more. So keep that in mind. I have an understanding of where this is going and the bigger picture of reality. Reality is that constantly ever evolving picture. That constantly ever evolving picture. That's reality. And it gives you a glimpse to where you belong in this world, where you belong in this community, I should say. It gives you that. Reality gives you that. Because as long as you're keeping it real with yourself and others around you, 100% real, not like these fake people talking about, yes, I'm keeping it real. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it. No. Black people are born liars. Black people are born liars. And in some way, somehow they get the truth in there some way. But black people are born liars. Why do I say that? Because they're trained to be liars. They're trained to lie as soon as they get into the school system. They're trained to tell lies. They're around other girls, socializing and whatnot. This is what's going on in their head. This is what goes on in their head. It's based in nothing. It's based in nothing. Reality, when reality speaks and whatnot, the reality of how things are, everybody stops and listens. It's like E.F. Hutton. I remember this guy used to be on the street years ago named C.C. Blackman. Right, C.C. Blackman, he used to be on the street corner, and he had his bullhorn, which he pretty much took from us. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much took that from us because we was in Harlem doing that, and a lot of these niggas seen that. Then Sarnetta and him, they all of a sudden getting bullhorns and want to speak to the people. So again, we pioneered the first, in the Republican mentality. But anyway, people come and they go. He fell off. You know what I'm saying? You don't see these people no more out here, you know, giving their 2 cents on black people as if it really mattered. As if it really mattered. It does, you know. So again, it doesn't really matter what these people are saying. Because at the end of the day, realistically, they're not going to be part of the evolution of our people. They're not. These people are already double-minded in the fact that they came here and they started listening to, you know, what the humans were talking about. You see? That's all that is. They needed somebody to scapegoat. That's all they needed, somebody to scapegoat. Reality tells us all that the mystery of life, or what they call the mystery of life, no longer exists. Reality tells us that the mysteries in life, the things that we didn't know, tells us that, you know, real reality tells us these things don't exist. If you ever want to know something logically, just put it in your mind and know the answer. And then if you have to confront the person who you have a question about, then you'll get the real answer. There's no real answer coming from people who expecting you to believe truth and lies. There's never no real answer. So you will never be satisfied with what you get. There's never any real answer. So when you looking for reality, seek it first in yourself, and then people will deliver it to you. People will start to give up the things that they really want to say. You will look at somebody and say, you know, they tell you something, and then you look them straight in their eyes, and you be like, really? Next thing you know, they'll start to tell you, over time as they talk, they'll start telling you the reality of what's really going on. They'll start doing that. Because now you control the situation, because you were calm, because you was focused, because you were looking them in their eyes, and they don't know what might happen next. So they start to realistically tell you the truth. They start to realistically tell you the truth. Something that they wasn't counting on, because 9 times out of 10, they came there ready to BS you. They came there ready to BS you. They came there ready to give you half truths, half lies, and all this other stuff. And then when you ain't trying to hear that, that's when all of a sudden, you know, you become a cold leader. You know, all of the above. You know, all of the above. You know, I'm 32 minutes. So keep reality first in your life, because by keeping reality first in your life, you're keeping Amen first in your life. Keep reality first. Real. Because in keeping reality first, you do away with a whole lot of BS in your life. And again, it becomes very refreshing that you do that. You do away with a whole lot of BS when you keep Amen first, and Amen registers as reality in your life, in your evolution, in your growth. You do away with a whole lot of dysfunctional BS when you're able to do that. You see? You don't have these issues and no worries and no problems, because you put Amen first. Amen will straighten out everything. And again, I'm not talking about Amen like he's some god or some deity. I'm talking about our ascendants, because on the other side of this, in the 4th dimension, there is a higher or definitive version of you that you are trying to get to, and that higher definitive version of you will straighten out things for you in this present day. Will straighten out things for you in this present day and guide you in this present day. And guide you. That's what it's supposed to be about. That's what it's supposed to be about ultimately. Where are we being guided realistically? Where are we guided to be? Who are we guided to be like in our own image and after our own likeness? Where are we guided? Who is guiding us? And to our ascendants, the Amen are guiding us. They're guiding us into a state of reality. And a lot of people, just the thought of that will blow your mind. Being able to see or get a glimpse of or pass on and wake up in their future world will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. The things they will put together in place of the falling societies of the beast. It will blow your mind, literally. So we're gonna close. We got one more break, We got one more break, and I need another cup of coffee. Again, I'm sorry for the delivery and whatnot. Like I said, I'm just getting over this, this sleeping medication I was on. So, I keep it 100% real with you. I let you know how my day was, what I did, and, why, I'm groggy and tired, and some of there's gaps in there, because I'm literally falling asleep talking to y'all. But I'm going to tough it out, and I'm going to finish this broadcast. We'll be right back. Rarely have we ever had a people who would move off of reality and not just off of truth and lies. We are the first people that are moving off of reality. Not truth, not lies, but reality. Because in a society where they could say things like, I'm going to speak my truth, I'm going to speak my truth, I'm going to speak my truth. In other words, your truth is only subjective to you, and it doesn't mean that it has to be real. You're going to say your truth. So already when I hear stuff like that, I just hear people about the lie and make up stuff. That's what I hear when y'all hear, I'm going to speak my truth. That's all that translates to me as. I'm going to tell my lie, and you're just going to have to accept it as the truth. You cannot deal with people like this or take them seriously, and we should never fall into that trap because, again, these so-called popular phrases, YOLO, you only live once, I'm telling my truth, all this other nonsense that they hand out to these niggas and whatnot for them to parrot like parakeets. Then you got a whole bunch of other women trying to follow this stuff, and this is what the destruction of the other so-called black community is right here. Just off of these little philosophies, just off of this little make-believe nonsense of people, place, and possession, just off of this religious thing, right? Just off of that. So it makes you wonder. Because I told you a lot of areas back in the day, well, I'm going to leave that alone about as far as, the story they tell about slavery and interaction here, but pushing forward, reality is just that which we are ready to accept coming at us. We cannot shape the reality. We cannot shift the reality to what we want to make it. You see, you can control the truth. You can control lies, but you cannot control reality. You see, you cannot control reality. Reality cannot be controlled. Reality just is, just like our ascendants are. They just are, and reality just is. Reality is always going to trump truth and lies. And I know where I want to be in the scheme of things. I want to be a part of the reality, extending reality of Amen, just as we all should. Because truth and lies are going to fall by the wayside. You understand? They're going to fall to the side. So all these people looking to expose and talk all this nonsense and whatnot, like I said, it don't matter. You understand that? It don't matter to two-dimensional people just hollering up at the moon, man. Or should I say hollering up at the sun? When I say they hollering up at the sun, they looking up hollering at us at the sun because, again, we're going to represent those sons of righteousness. We're going to represent those sons of righteousness, S-U-N. Those sons, that's both men and women, representing the sons of righteousness, the power of righteousness, right? The reality of righteousness, right? The reality. The things that are real. They don't know what real reality is, what real sacrifice is, what real power is, but we're learning that. We are learning that on our journey. This is an ongoing path to reality. This is an ongoing path. Who's real and who's fake? Who think that they got to worry about so much about what's going on out there around them, like I said, that they can't do what they're supposed to do within this community? Answer, none of them. Not one single one. And again, that happened because when you promote truth and lies to people, truth and lies over time begin to wear thin. They begin to wear thin. And like I said, it's a good enough thing to keep people talking. Because you see most of these guys on YouTube, they up here truth and lies game. How many niggas going to get Instagram accounts and all this other stuff? They probably break down the door. Where they go at, on Instagram, wherever they go, they probably break the damn door down. This just goes to show you, we have to move as real people, not fake people, because again, in religion, it demands that you move as fake people, that you act like people in the Bible. You understand that? We have to move as real people of an extended word, of extended power. That's how we got to move as who we are. We got to move as that. We can't afford to move like how these humans move. We can't afford to mislead each other like how these humans mislead each other. We can't do that. We as the race of Amen, we cannot do that. We have to move bigger, better, and greater than these people who are focusing on nothing, on foolishness and stupidity. Man, we got to do better than that. We don't need truth tellers and these lie tellers and whatnot, because again, these are unstable minds. 1 minute you might tell me the truth, but I can't really make out whether you're telling me the truth because you lie so much. You see? So why not just be done away with it all and be done with you? I just, just chalk it up as a loss, and it's not even really a loss. It's actually, like I said, it's actually a gift. When you get all types of people out of your circumference, or out of your world, out of your, for lack of a better word, circumference, for lack of a scratch that, when you get all people out of alignment with you who don't belong with you, then you're going to start to alleviate the truth and the lies, because then you got people that's just real. They're going to come to you real, and real translates over all that stuff. Real translates and transmits all of that stuff, beyond that stuff. All right? So, last questions for anybody on the phone who want to ask me a question. We got 10 minutes left. And I apologize, it's so hard getting through this because, like I said, they got me drugged up. I'm drugged up. And the drugs didn't wear off yet, so I'm on cloud 10 right about now. And it's just making me sleep and go in and out. And I know I missed a few things. I apologize to you. I'll be in tip-top tomorrow. It'll be raw and uncut, blast out Saturdays. So, just bear with me on this. I just wanted to put this content out so that we have this broadcast, So I think I covered everything. But if I didn't ask me questions about this in the inbox, on the call, ask me questions or what I did not make clear, just let me know. We got like 10 minutes left. Knowing of who we became as an intelligent sister, they gravitated toward, I'm speaking of the nation, gravitated toward intelligent sisters and their nice looking sisters. Again, there was nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But people try to make things wrong or unrighteous or not right because, again, these people would rather deal in a world of religion where they're still dealing with truth and lies. Truth and lies, like I told you, are the same thing. Truth and lies are the same thing. Just like Democrat and Republican is the same thing. Just like positive and negative is the same thing. The same thing. Except it just is that. All right. Reality is what we have to. Reality is that only that state of supremacy, that supreme state of who we are. That's what reality is. Not no supremacy, not no white supremacy. Because like I told you, there's no such thing as white people. Skin-wise anyway. That white is really just the names that were given by them by the clones. They were given to them by the clones over time. They give them names. Just give them names, regular names. Let me go ahead and read this question before we get out of here. What is the difference between truth, lies, and reality? Truth and lies are pretty much the same thing, just on two separate sides of the coin. Because again, with the whole thing of these people talking about my truth is, tell your truth, my truth is, that means that these people are lying now. They're lying. They're using the word truth to follow out with lie. All right? Let's see. Who is speaking up for men when it's coming to reality? Right now, it seems like it's just us speaking up for the men and the women when it comes to reality on what men really are, what women really are. We're the only ones speaking up for that, right? What men are, what men really are, and what women really are. We don't want to speak up for that. Nobody else. Because again, these people are still in the fantasy land of good and bad, positive and negative. They still in that nonsense. You see, they still in that. So that goes to show you, there's nothing that can be done with these people except build our own and separate, and build our own and separate. There's nothing to be done with those people. You know. What else? Let me see. Why is the truth confused by reality? Because again, the truth promises to deliver you a full story, a full account of what really happened. But you always got to worry about the person who's delivering it, because they're going to take bits and pieces out and you know, take out things that they might not like about it. So then the truth never makes it to you the way it's supposed to. It always missing pieces. That's why I don't like reading the white man's books or any of these books, because again, you know, they never get to the point of things. They always talking out long, dragged out things that don't need that. If you kept your book short, kept it small, kept it short, something that you can absorb, then I could be like, okay, but they're not trying to do that, because then that messes with their money and it messes with their authority, their so-called academic authority. All right? So they're not trying to do that. They rather have a bunch of happy black slaves and Asians and everything going to the college. That's what they want. You know. Can people appreciate reality? The right people, the righteous people can. They can appreciate reality. Rest of they can't appreciate it. You know, they don't really understand what reality is. They still think reality is truth, and they still think their skin is black. There's nothing you can do for them people. So it's no use. All right? It's no use. Let me see. What does this mean for generations, future generations? Basically, what it means for them is for us to groom them, tell them to keep it real. Do not lie. Do not tell the truth. Keep it real. Give us what we want, which is reality. And I don't think we have a hard time teaching our children that, because they're open vessels to so much these days. So you're not wrong to not have your children in the schools and, you know, being a part of this nonsense. We're bigger than that. So let me go ahead and read this question before we get out. I already read the question. That's how tired I am. All right, we're going to close on the name of Amen by the power of Amen. In Amen we trust, in Amen we thank, and in Amen we continue forward forever. Hail Amen, hail the Mentalians for now. I'm here to let you know the MENKARAYZZ. This has been Mentellect Radio. See you guys back here. Hell, I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do tomorrow night, and I'm going to do a special Sunday night one. So look out for that. I'm unveiling our name. Good night.
Rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the bright race. If it's hail Amen, then it's hail us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag.